test going to be based on the practice 2 test, or is it just encompassing like the logic 2 that we covered in chapter 3?
No, nothing on chapter 3 will be on the test.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's we have a little bit of crossover. I maybe should have had the test last week, but I wanted to give a little extra time this first time. Only it would be similar to the practice test that you went through on chapter 2.
Perfect.
Yeah, chapter 3, we just needed to get going on it, but it's not included on the test.
Good. Could we possibly maybe do exercise 2.248?
2.248.
Mm-hmm. I think it's based off of the question beforehand.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, well, it's based on that table on that same page.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So 48 says, what's the smallest set that will serve as a universal set for S1 and S2? So in other words, the universal set has to include all the elements first year and second year. So I just started making a list. So first of all, we have to include everything in the first year table. So encourages suggestions, sets goals with me, gets me to have high goals, listens carefully, is aware of others, and is self-aware. That takes care of the first list. Now, is there anything in the second list that is not included already?
Follows up on action.
Yep. So do you see how I added that to my list?
Mm-hmm.
So, so I guess you could say this is a union question. So in order for it to be the universal set, it's got to include at least one of everything.
Okay. Do you have a list that's up right now?
Oh, I'm not sharing it.
Oh, got it.
Okay. Thank you for waking me up.
No worries. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, that's so when I read the first list, I was down to, this point right here. And then the only thing that was missing was this bottom one, so I added that onto the list.
Got it. So in this problem, it's necessary to write out every example, correct?
Well, because it says, what's the smallest set that'll include everything? Let's see, what is it? No, it doesn't say everything. It says it will serve as a universal set. So you had to know that a universal set, includes everything?
Everything. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, if that answers your question, yes.
Perfect. So this would be like a verbal example.
This one, you pretty much would have to write it out, in order to answer it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then you notice 49 kind of goes right with that, where the book says, find, S1 is the first year and S2 is the second year. So 49 says, can you find S1 complement relative to the universal set you just found in number 48? So in other words, is there anything in this universal list that is not in the first year. And again, that's the follows up on
Follows up on action.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I had a brain block for those. I think it's just because they're written out, but thank you.
Well, yeah, and for the first time they applied sets to lists, which yes, we've been dealing with lists, but just a little different. You know, this is kind of showing more, hey, this is application to real life. Yeah, we're getting closer to making real applications, you know, on the job or whatever. Yeah.
Perfect. This may be slightly repetitive, but could we go over 29 in that same exercise one more time?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, 29 is the empty set complement.
Yes.
So, yes, here's my explanation of that. Okay. So, the empty set means basically nothing. And complement means what? What else is there?
Outside of it.
What's outside of nothing? Well, basically everything. And how do you write everything in sets?
Universal.
Yeah. So the complement of nothing would be basically everything.
Okay, got that one.
These are good questions. I just want you to know that probably the most valuable questions we could go through tonight would probably relate to the practice test. Now, I know you already had the answers available to you, but still, anything that you didn't get about that, boy, that would be something we'd certainly want to cover tonight.
Perfect. Could we possibly go over 8 and 9 of the practice test? I think I understood it, but I think I was confused on why there was a darker shaded area and a lighter shaded area.
Okay, so I've got number 8 up. It says draw a pair of Venn diagrams okay, so we've got a little equation here. On the left side, let me make this a little bit bigger. On the left side, you have A minus B, and on the right side, you have A intersect B complement. So when it says draw a pair of diagrams, that means show me a picture of A minus B, and then in your second drawing, show me a picture of the right side, A intersect B complement. So that's what you see here. On the left, A remove B. So in effect, what I had here was all of the inside of A was shaded in, and then when I did the take away B, I had to erase this section right in here. Okay, now on the right side, it says totally different problem. Take set A and intersect it with the complement of B. So here I drew A with those going left to right, uphill slashes, and then B complement, I use this angle. And then where do they overlap? The cross hatching is in what? This 3/4 moon? And isn't that exactly the same answer we have over here? The 3/4 moon?
Yep.
So from that little pair of diagrams, then, we've shown those two are really the same.
Got it. This may be a really basic question, but when it says A subtract B,
yes.
So you're basically saying you need to fill in A, correct?
So here's how you would actually do that.
Okay.
So you would start with A. There's A.
Mm-hmm.
Now remove any part that you shaded that's in set B. And then you would go in there with an eraser and you would go, all right, I'm going to remove the B part. That's actually how you would do A remove B.
Got it. That makes more sense now.
Yeah. That's, you almost have to do it in action to see it. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you had diagrams similar to these two, I would be very happy and you would have it correct.
Perfect.
Now, I just got to warn you, this test you're going to be taking, because it's completely online, it's going to be basically multiple choice. So maybe instead of me having you draw them, I might give you a bunch of drawings and say which ones are right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of you actively drawing stuff or writing out the words like we were just talking about in that list, I'm going to have, it's just going to be presented to you a little bit differently.
Okay.
Did you ask me about 8 and 9?
Yeah, 9. Yeah, if we could do 9.
Yep. All right. Yeah, maybe I have to do this over so you can see it in action. Okay.
Perfect. Yep.
So A intersect B intersect C complement. So let's see. Let's do it up here. So A intersect B is in there, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, where does that cross C complement? Well, I got to draw a universal set on here. Okay, let me use green color here. So C complement would be right?
Yes.
So now where does the green overlap the black, where does the green overlap this football shape I had shaded for the first answer?
In A, B, and C where it unites in the middle?
Yeah, but they don't in that very inner part, can you see the answer would just be in that part right there?
Yes.
Okay, if that's what you meant, that is correct. So that is now A intersect B intersect C complement.
Okay.
Was there another one you asked me about?
Not yet.
No, well, I realize there may be more to come. That's fine. I just, yeah, that's right. You had asked me about 2 of them.
I'll see if Kelsey might have one or.
Okay.
I pretty much asked all mine last week.
Yeah, I remember you did ask some last week.
Yeah, so I don't really have any questions this week.
Okay.
But I'll still stay on and go through the other ones.
Sure.
You'd think that someone else would join. That
I
more
know.
people would.
Well, here's the problem. I think I told you. I think
Mhm.
when I set this up, I set up this Monday, Thursday night thing. I'm surprised. Well, there has only been a little bit more activity on Monday nights,
Mhm.
but on Thursday, I believe they all have a class,
Oh, okay.
and so they have no choice
Mhm.
unless they're gonna, they can't. Yeah, so that's their problem.
Right.
Yeah, it. It's concerning to me that I've only had contact with a few of you, and that's not all. Not very many have written me either. So I'm a little bit worried about this first test with those that have shown. Oh, and that's not all. I only have about 5 notebooks.
Uh-oh.
So there's all kinds of stuff that's I'm a little bit worried about right now.
Yeah.
Notebooks have been, of course, supposed to be in for a number of days already. Yeah. I've had a couple of people contact me and tell me what their problems are, but a bunch of them I just don't know. Hopefully they're alive and well. But, yeah. By the way, this on that notebook, I set it up. Well, there was the deadline of last Friday.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, last Sunday, but I still allowed them to be handed in. Now that's not the case with this test. This test, you cannot go beyond the deadline. So anytime after 5 p.m. on Friday and up to midnight, you can take the test. The test, by the way, takes I've got an hour time limit on it.
Okay.
It's only 15 questions, so it shouldn't take an hour, but you can spend up to an hour. So you almost need to run some kind of a timekeeping device in the background.
Mhm.
I think there'll be a timer on the screen too. I don't know. Hopefully that won't cause anxiety. But the idea is we don't want you to get caught with 5 questions to go when the hour runs out.
Would there be a possibility of having the test available tomorrow morning? Or no, I was just curious because I'm going to Chicago for a reunion.
Okay. What, the entire weekend?
Yeah, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So you'd like to start
Friday morning maybe, but I know it's last minute, so.
actually I could probably set that up for you.
Oh, that would be lovely.
And when you say morning, what would you like?
I was thinking of taking it from like 9 to 10 in the morning, but if that's not possible, maybe 10 to 11.
No, I'll just start it Friday at 9 a.m.
Perfect.
Or 8 a.m. or something so that you can go.
Okay.
Sure, that's a good request.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got to remember to do that after we're done here tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could we possibly do 16 and 17?
You bet.
Okay.
Okay, here's number 16. So the number of elements in set A is 25. The number in set B is 35. Find the number in A union B if, first of all, one problem, part A, first of all, if the intersection of the two sets is nothing. That's what part A basically says. So part A says they don't overlap. Hence, do you see my drawing for part A?
Yes.
the circles are listed as separate because of what it said there. A intersect B is empty. Okay, so A has 25, B has 35. So what's the number in their union? Just the sum of those two, 60.
Mhm.
Now, part B is a different question. Again, number in A is 25, number in B is 35. This, again, find the number in their union, but this time the two sets, when you overlap them, come out to 5. So now the two circles, what do you begin with? You put that 5 in first.
Mhm.
And then because A is 25, that leaves 20 for that outer section of A.
Mhm.
B is 35, that leaves 30 for that. Now, what's the union of those?
55.
20 plus 5 plus 30, 55. Yeah. So that's 16. You said, is that
Mhm.
clear?
That's it. Yes, it's really clear. Thank you.
Okay, then 17 looks like this. Again, we have two separate problems. See, I'm going to get rid of the pictures, not because I don't like looking at you, but so we have a little more on the screen. Okay.
Mhm.
So, number in A is 15, number in B is 25, and the number in their union is 35. Okay, now 15 plus 25, is that 35?
No.
No, it's 40. So what does that tell you? If when you put them together, you get 5 less, that tells you that's the overlap.
Mhm.
Remember, Kelsey asked a question about that. I think it was I don't know, last week or the week before. So do you see where I've figured? That's okay. So now we know, now you know this, there's this 5 is there. Okay, now you can go backwards. If A is 15, that leaves 10 for over here. If B is 25, that leaves 20 for over there. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So what are we supposed to find? So find A intersect B. Well, the
E5.
number, all right, that's 5. By the way, this shouldn't really be in that diagram. Not for part A. Okay.
Oh, for part B. Okay.
Yeah, so I snuck it. All right, so now go down to B. This time, again, we have 15 in A, 25 in B. And when you join them, you get, the joining is 35. It says find the number in the universal set if A complement intersect B complement, that number is 8. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to move this around so we can look at it a little bit better. I'm wondering why that 3 and that 5 are there. Oh, no, that's the 35. Okay, I got it. So all we know on that one is when you take the union of the two, you get 35. Okay, so this is just a big 35 in this whole section.
Okay.
That's not a separate 3 and a 5. That just means, hey, I know there's 35 in there. And then this thing told me that there were 8 outside. Where is A? Okay, now in your mind, where is A complement intersect B complement? So, I mean, it turns out it's this part. It's just the outside. It's the outside of the MasterCard symbol.
Yeah, because it has to be outside of A and outside of B.
Yeah. So that now I know I have 8 out there. Okay, now can you tell me how many are in the universal set? Well, there's 35 inside A union B. There's 8 on the outside, so there must be 43.
Got it.
So that's explanation for 17. Yeah.
How many questions are you anticipating on the test?
I believe it's 15.
15? Okay.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's not accurate about the practice tests is they're a little bit too long.
Oh, good.
I mean, they're too long for what normally is a class period, and so, but they're all good questions. They're all questions that help get you ready.
Good. Could we maybe do 20?
You bet.
Thank you.
So got the question up here. Survey of people is shown in the diagram. Well, it's not at the left. It's the diagram at the bottom. How many people were surveyed? So that's just adding up all the numbers.
Yep.
So what is that? 12, 16, 21, 24, 32? Okay. How many buy product A but not B?
A but not B. 12?
Well, okay. How many? Let me put it to you this way. Yeah, that's good. 12 is correct. Yep. Very good. Sorry.
Were you looking for a different answer?
What's that?
Were you looking for a different answer?
No. Never mind. You're absolutely correct. Part C. How many buy B or C but not A?
B or C.
So what does the word or mean in the sets chapter?
But you can combine or would be, just a minute. Would that be intersection?
Nope.
It's union, right?
Yeah, or is union and is intersection. So you really need to do B union C. Well, doesn't that just become all of this stuff?
Yes.
And how many are there? Whoops. Trying to draw. How many are in that part I just shaded?
Excluding A or including A?
At the moment, I'm just doing B union C, just the red part.
Got it. 37, it looks like. If
Yep, that's correct. But now it says not A. So now you would basically remove that, because those are all in A. So now you've got the number in your answer, 15 plus 3 plus 8. 26.
26, yep.
How many buy both products B and C? Now, and which word is which set thing is that?
Intersection.
Yep. So where does B overlap C? Let me get rid of the shading now that I've got it all clouded up. So where do B and C overlap? Just at 4 and 3, right?
Yes.
But not A.
Ooh, so just 3.
That's correct. That's why I put that answer there. How many do not buy either B or C?
10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Okay, so there is, even though it's hidden, there's an application of how important this thing is down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you try doing it just using your English meaning of or and I'm not sure that's crystal clear then. You need to remember or is union and is intersection.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Can we try 13 possibly?
Yes. 13?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's 13.
Okay.
So let me look. Recent. I'm on the wrong page here. Okay. So we've got the diagram up. Determine which of the following, if any, is represented by regions 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so basically what we're going to have to do is work out problem A, problem B, problem C, problem D. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This becomes kind of a long problem. So you can see I started to do that in the top.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me make this a little bigger. So up here we're doing B minus A union C. Okay, what's in set B?
2, 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, that's what I had written up here before I crossed some things out. And then take away from that A union C. What's in A union C? 1, 4, 5, 7, 6, 3.
Yes.
So now, do you remember how to do that? That
Yeah.
remove?
List all, but don't repeat.
Right, except when you're removing, like how do you remove a 1 from a set that doesn't have any? And the answer,
I don't know.
you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't. You can't remove something that's not there. So when you take away, so the 1, there is none. Can you remove the 3? No, there is none. Can you remove the 4? No, there is none. Remove the 5? Yep, removed. 6? Yep, removed. 7? Yep, removed. What's left? It's just the 2.
2.
Okay, now when you do part B, so is that the answer, part A? I got a 2.
No.
2 is not equal to 5, 6, and 7, so that's not it. You follow?
Yes.
Okay, part B. A union C intersect B. A union C, that's that 1, 4, 5, 7, 6, 3 thing.
Yes.
Only this time we're intersecting with B, which is 2, 5, 7, 6. What do they have in common? 5, 6, and 7. Bingo! That.
Yeah.
Now, technically, really, even though I don't have the time to do it right, you should really check C and D too, because it doesn't say there's only 1.
Okay.
So, I mean, I didn't do it but I really should have gone on and figured out C, figured out D, and see if any of those also have the answer 5, 6, and 7.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be a kind of a lengthy problem.
Yeah.
They're going to have some paper handy, Yeah. And to be honest, some of these problems were not designed to be, well, this one's a multiple choice, but yeah, never mind. Anyway, you'd have to hammer that one out and work out 4 problems and see if are there any others besides B that come out to 5, 6, and 7.
Got it. Now for this week's notes, do you want us just to upload the recent materials, or do you want us to redo the whole book again?
You can just do this chapter, but you don't forget, you don't do that this week.
Not this week.
No, remember we're kind of doing it a chapter at a time.
Okay.
And we've just barely begun chapter 3. Well, I guess with the way this class goes, maybe, it'll be another week, but not yet.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep. So when you got your, all right, I sent you a couple things on your notebook evaluation. Wait a minute, how did you send me yours? By Dropbox?
I believe I sent you a link in email.
And it was a Dropbox link?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't upload yours. Okay.
No.
Never mind. So I sent you this little thing kind of indicating how I calculated, and I wrote a few comments on there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You gave me numbers. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, if I had uploaded that initially, would it have taken all of it? I wasn't sure if the megabytes would upload all that information. I
don't know. I got 5 notebooks, and 4 of them did do it on the website.
Okay.
And what you can do is you don't have to, if it doesn't all fit, you could send me, one student sent me 4 different files that together were the whole notebook. And
Got it.
I believe the website then, because it only counts how much each file is, you could do it that way, or you can do it like the way you did it is fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that was not a problem. The only difference is when you upload it that way, then I believe you can go right on the website and there's some comments right. Yeah, so yours just came by email instead. That's fine.
Okay.
Um, something we might be able to do. I've got an old quiz I gave to my class down here. We could take a look at that.
Perfect.
This is a class I get. I mean, this doesn't cover everything exactly, but this is just kind of a practice session. I mean, up above, I could show you the answers too. Anything you want to take a look at that, or that's not direct, but that's pretty easy, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. We can just ignore that thing. Yeah, I think I gave it to them before we were done with the chapter. Are you guys remembering? Just take a look. One thing I would like to point out on this quiz here, number 8 and number 10. Do you get the difference between this symbol and this symbol?
A subset. C is a subset
Of the universal set?
Yes.
Yep. And what does number 10 say?
C is not a subset of C.
Well, it's not. The not would be when you write it like this.
It's an improper subset.
Yeah, and what does that mean?
So that's like, it is the set, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In effect, an improper the whole idea is a subset should be something smaller. And when you say it's an improper subset, you're saying, hey, it's not smaller. It's the set, like you just said, Kelsey. Yeah. So this symbol over here on the right, that is not a subset. This is an improper subset. Why is it improper? Because it's not really a subset. It's equal to it. It's exactly the same. Well, let's go back to the main topic. The test, the practice test is really probably where we should focus. So any other problems with the practice test you'd like to talk about? By the way, have you two look? Do you know how to look at your grade?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, who said no?
Leah.
So Leah, let's go look at the website.
Perfect.
Now, the problem is
Mm-hmm.
I am a teacher, but let me see. Can I change? That's not it. There used to be a way where I could pretend to be a student for a while. Yeah. Anyway, I believe Kelsey, tell me, is this what you got? What you do? Do you go to administration?
Usually I just scroll down on the main page, and then it's on the left. Under, it should be under one of these little things. I think it's usually above the calendar.
So you have a different view than I do, yeah. So grades
Yeah.
should be somewhere in here, and then if you click on that, it'll keep you up to date on how your grades look at this moment. Okay. Now I am going to stop sharing for a moment, come back on screen here because I want to actually do some checking of the grades, and then I want to look at something. Yeah, okay. Leah,
Yeah.
unless I'm wrong, I don't believe you have sent me your personal info yet.
I think I emailed it. Let me double check.
Would you check that?
Yep.
Because that's worth a grade.
Yep.
And if I've got it already, I'll get it in there. Well, you don't have to check right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I sent it. It says I sent it Friday 6/8 at 8:23.
Okay, and the 8th, 6/8. Okay, I'll get your, because right now I don't have yours in the grade book. Okay.
Perfect.
Any other questions?
I don't think I have any more. I think
You just have to deal with your cold.
I know.
I hope that goes away for you soon.
I know.
Summer colds can be kind of miserable.
Yeah. Well, luckily I can work from home. So I've been working from home for the past 2-3 days. So
Oh, wow.
I don't want to get everyone else sick in the office.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have any either.
All right. Thank you, too, for asking very good questions. By the way, Leah,
Yes.
you don't have to be worried about your questions being too simple.
Okay.
Your questions are very good questions.
Good. Thank you.
So I know you're always so polite, and you always preface your question with, this may have been asked before, but
Okay.
that you just go right ahead and ask away.
I will. I'll be more blunt next time.
Okay. That's funny. That's a funny answer. So here's your teacher teaching you to be more blunt. Yeah.
I'll be more specific.
There you go. Thanks. You guys are. I would like to meet you in person. You're easy to work with, and looking forward to this continuing.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.